I've had the privilege of leading many women, many wives, through a marriage intensive class for wives in recent years. And there's been one particular lesson that we've done that has been so instrumental. It's astoundingly so because it's such a simple little concept, but it has really helped improve marriages. And so I want to share that with you today, wives, if you're listening, and actually husbands, this would work for you as well. Here's what I know, is that the enemy loves to whisper in our ears thoughts that would keep us oppressed and depressed. And so what's he going to do in your marriage? He's going to be whispering into your ear, ladies, that your husband is a jerk, that he doesn't love you well enough, that he doesn't cherish you well enough, that he's a disappointment. He's going to just egg you on to think about every little frustrating thing about your husband. And if we grab onto those thoughts, it's like a downward negative spiral, isn't it? I don't know about you, but if I get into that mindset, it's like then I start to list one more thing that aggravates me, and then there's this, and then there's this, and pretty soon I feel like I'm in this cesspool of disappointment, which is not a good recipe for a healthy marriage. But if you will do what Paul advises us to do in 2 Corinthians 10:5, to take captive every thought, wow, what a difference that makes. And so what I've challenged these wives to do in one of our sessions there in this wives intensive class is we sat there and we said, okay, let's list 5 good things about our husbands. And at first some women are like, 5 good things? There are not 5 good things. But I've reminded them that sometimes the good thing is that they're not doing a bad thing. So, for instance, some husbands are gaming 24/7 and refuse to work. If your husband goes to work, that's a really good thing. Many husbands don't go to church. If your husband goes to church, wow, that's a super good thing. Get what I mean? So sometimes the good thing about your husband is that he's not doing a bad thing that some other husbands do. So if you will do this, ladies, and just list 5 things that are good about your husband. Maybe he's a good dad. Maybe he can fix things around the house. Maybe he has a sense of humor, whatever the thing is. And hopefully he follows Christ. But as you list those things and maybe even say them out loud, there's something powerful that happens. Immediately, your attitude is completely shifted. Your perspective is shifted. As every one of these women did that, as we sat around in a little circle and shared these 5 good things about our husbands, you could see that their hearts felt lighter. And some of them were like, wow, he's really not that bad. The enemy had them convinced that they had married the wrong guy and that he was a loser and he'd never changed. He's horrible. And then simply by taking every thought captive and saying, you know what, I'm going to boss around my thoughts instead of letting my thoughts dictate my emotions, wow, everything suddenly changed. And this doesn't mean that you don't need to confront your husband if he's sinning against you, but I'm just saying in general, let's take control of our thought life. And every day, if need be, list the good qualities of your husband and see if that doesn't change your attitude quite a bit.